The State Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation is receiving stimulus money to help put Nevadans back to work. Some of that money is being used to train hard-to-place workers. Shannon Onstadt has a profile of one organization that's putting that money to good use.
The Foundation for an Independent Tomorrow, or FIT, is working one-on-one with unemployed locals to help them get out of tough situations.
The second they walk through the door, we kind of look at them as a unique situation. We say, okay, number one, what does this person need to do to find a job? And kind of like number two, what would I do if I was in their shoes? All of us are at least to the point where we've got jobs, we've worked in the past, so we kind of just use our own common sense about it, and we say, what would we do if we were in their shoes? And then we take a look at their unique skill set, their unique circumstances, their interests, and we sort of point them in the right direction. And
clients of FIT say the program is a huge benefit, and already they can see a difference not only in their job prospects, but in their own attitudes.
The idea that they're teaching me, and whether I like it or not, even if I was lazy, they'll not force me, but push me into it in a comfortable speed and a comfortable pace with a comfortable hand. I won't feel uncomfortable or anything like that. Motivation that I really need for me to be a better person every day that I wake up and, think about there's more opportunities and I'm going to be a better person. Today's going to be a more beautiful and beautiful day to me. So, yeah, I really appreciate that.
Clients all understand that FIT isn't a magic solution, and their caseworkers say that it's up to individuals to take responsibility for their own lives.
A lot of the clients come in expecting, like, well, what are you going to do for me? And, there are a lot of things we do for them, but they are expected to do the bulk of the work because it's their lives. They have to take control over it. So the thing that we like to say is, we're sending out your resume, but you need to send out your resume. You need to work on this. You need to follow up. We'll find you 5 job leads. We want you to find 5 job leads, and then you're going to have to be the one to go and fill out the application. You're going to have to go to the interview. You're going to have to, if you get hired, you're going to have to show up on time. We can't drive you to work every day.
FIT's mission is clear, and the program's founder can sum it up in just 2 words.
Self-sufficiency. We've been doing this for over 11 years. And when we started, we were about the only ones who really saw the urgency of this problem. And that is that people need to make enough to support their own family without welfare, without food stamps, without standing in the food bank line. But that if people don't have the education or the job skills, they won't be able to get and keep a job that pays enough to support their family. So that's what we do.
For Janet, watching FIT's clients achieve that level of success is exactly what she worked so hard to accomplish.
I think the biggest success is when you see the client who walks out of here knowing that now they can support their family. They're moving out of the rescue mission.
Shannon Onstadt, Recession Rx.
And for more information on other job training programs, go to our partner's website at NevadaJobConnect.com. We've got some interesting job tips tonight from author Paul Carpino, who's also a career counselor, and just put out this book, Now Launch Your Career. And Paul, you sent out, hundreds of letters to famous and important people and asked them a couple questions, correct?
Right, literally hundreds. Basically did some research on professionals at the top of their career and crafted 3 relevant, poignant questions for them. And those 3 questions: what do you really like and enjoy about what you do or your profession? On the flip side, what don't you enjoy or dislike about your career, for those folks that are probing and researching careers? And third, the most important, how did you decide on or break into your career? Try to probe them for that background.
What were some of the surprising tips you got?
Well, the one consistent theme in the letters that came back, and you'll see it in the book, is the tenacity of these successful people, that they got clarity of their vision. And once they did, nothing stopped them. They were focused, they were intent on achieving their goals. Mario Batali, a good example. Once he knew that he wanted to be a chef, his path laid out before him, nothing was going to stop him. Went to Italy to study in a small town of 100 for 3 years to learn authentic Italian cooking. So the tenacity is one of the consistent themes.
I love what Robert Ballard says, the person who discovered the Titanic, that no matter how rough the road is, you have to just keep going.
Right. You keep going, and there's hurdles and there's obstacles, but you keep moving forward, and you research, and you use your network. Another good example in the book, Manolo Blahnik, the international shoe designer. He was showing off his renderings, his drawings. He was a set designer. And Diana Vreeland came in from Vogue magazine and said, you know, I don't like your sketches, but your shoes are great. And he used that mentoring from her to determine where he should go. And the rest is history.
Right, because part of what you say in the book, too, is blend two things that you love. Because I know a lot of young people have trouble picking what they think they want to follow, and you can do more than one thing.
Oh, great. You're so right. Another really great example is William Claxton, the late photographer, took two intent passions, one for music and one for photography, and blended them together. And his story is interesting because he put himself in the environment of the jazz clubs. He didn't read about this. He didn't experience it secondhand. He put himself where they were and met them, and that led to photographing them, and that was when the LPs were coming in and the albums were coming in. And he ended up doing these album covers, made his career. He was hugely successful. So he blended them together.
Okay, any other last piece of advice you might give job seekers?
Know yourself. Learn about what you like, what you don't like, where you fit, where you don't fit. Give yourself a good, thorough self-analysis before you go out there and launch a new career or research a new career. Know yourself first. The rest will fall into place behind it.
I want to thank you so much for coming down, Paul Carpino. And in fact, Paul has a website that he recommends for job seekers. It's called Indeed.com, and it compiles several job openings from websites like Monster.com, etc., all in one place. We also have some other tips from Paul on our website, too, as well as a link to his book. And now let's take a look at another local job opening. It's time for the Daily Dose of interesting sights from around the web. This upcoming Friday, June 5th, is First Friday. That's a festival in downtown Las Vegas with ice sculptors, fire breathers, and free chalk drawings. Grown-up submission is $2. Kids under 12 are free. Here's a totally free event for families. Jazz in the Park at the Clark County Amphitheater this Saturday night. Picnics are encouraged. And the Everyday Cheapskate is a daily column full of advice and tips for doing things on the cheap. And links to the Daily Cheapskate and all the other websites we've mentioned during the program can be found at our website at vegaspbs.org/rx, or you can find us on Facebook. Next week, I'll have a compelling interview with the Clark County coroner. I'll see you back here then.